Hi, I'm going to do a little bit of scalping today. Let's roll the intro. I'll tell you all about it. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers. As you can probably figure out by looking at me, I am the Scruffy trader. And what I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world, because this is my job. It's how I earn a living. And I make these YouTube videos for no other reason than enjoyment. I'm not a teacher, and I'm certainly no Steven Spielberg if you look at my filming skills. But I am trying to get better. But it is real world. And talking of real world, this is my world. Is this for me, sweetheart?
It is.
It is, isn't it? You can say hello. You say that. Maybe he's have to send it to acting school. Ow. She hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I'll pay your credit card bill.
Is that right? I thought you that one.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Shot myself in the foot there, didn't I, guys? Never mind. She is the supplier of coffee, and she makes me smile every day. Because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee, and we all know he loves Winky as well. So what am I doing? And why am I doing it? Well, last night I did a little strategy for you guys on scalping, because I'm constantly asked on emails where I show strategy, and I do get bombarded about the way I do things. And like I've just said, I'm not a teacher, but I don't mind making videos and doing challenges. So that's what I've been doing today. A little bit of a challenge, because it's all well and good showing you a strategy, but it's nice to see it in real time as well. Too many times I see strategies on YouTube and they're always in a perfect condition, but you need to be able to read those conditions and trade in real terms. And I had a couple of emails and I was picked up on that, and which is fair comment, but at the same time, I'm just here trying to help. I don't need a kick in the balls. All right. So I thought, right, I'll kind of shut the doubters up and I'll trade it in front of you, exactly as I said last night. So I looked at three markets, as I often do. Picked an early morning FX pair, which is the euro dollar, the Aussie for the afternoon, and oil, because the three liquid markets, and that's what you want. You want to be in and out, because you're only looking for between 5 and 15 pips. And if you watched the challenge that I did the other week, where I was doing a London breakout challenge to see if you can earn enough money to have a holiday, I thought I would continue that on and use the same position sizes, because I kind of got it up to 61p, which is minuscule. It is nothing. And it was really not to dazzle you with huge amounts of money, but to show you what the process is and how many pips you can get from it, because it's the pip count that is important, not the money. The money is just the reward for the hard work. You have to follow a process, and that process gives you the amount of pips you need, and then you multiply the pips by your position size, and that's how you get paid. This is just basic stuff, guys, but some people just don't seem to be able to grasp it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump on the screens and we'll show you the trades from this morning, and then I'll come back and I'll summarize. Okay, so I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so coming down onto the charts, first thing I do is I work out which market that I'm going to trade with. Okay, and the way I do that is with a set of strategies. See there? See, yeah, trying to get on the camera there. She does it all the time. I mean, what is it? Did you watch A Star Is Born at the weekend or something?
We did actually. It was terrible. I'm not into these bloody rom-com horrible films. And then she complains when I put Star Wars on. At least mine's entertaining. But she made the coffee, which is far better than the crap film she watched.
Star Wars is not entertaining.
Don't you dare wash your mouth out with soap. That was shocking. How dare she insult Star Wars? Better do my day job. She's off on one. As I was saying, I look for strengths first thing on the morning. It's the first job that I do. Okay, and there's a little bit of controversy about this sheet. Please stop asking me how I fill it in. I've shown it in the past. Use Finviz and investing.com, but these are my figures, and it's just personal to me. Okay. And the reason that I use them is not to decide a direction, which is the reason why I don't give this out. It's decide movement. There is a big difference. Okay. The Aussie dollar is what I'll be looking at this afternoon, because I want to wait for New York to open to trade that. And because we're on sort of early mid-morning at the moment, it's just after 10 o'clock in the morning, I'll be looking at the euro and the pound, and the euro is slightly stronger than the pound, so I'm going to trade the euro this morning. And the reason that I start looking at these charts at around 10 o'clock is just let the dust settle a little bit after the initial burst. Because if you try scalping on the open, it's anybody's guess. You know, the markets will go one way, then the other, and it's a hard game to play. So I don't particularly like that. All right. So I've decided I'm going to go with the euro. You can use the DAX, you can use oil, but they're very difficult markets to trade unless you know what you're doing with them. And I want to keep this relatively easy for you guys. So what I'll do is I'll fill my pip counter in as we go, and we'll see how many pips. Because if you remember from last week, if you watched what I did, I was looking to do a holiday, and the idea was 50p a pip. If 15 pips would give me 1,800 a year. 1,800 a year buys me a holiday. So what I'll do for the exercise that we're doing today, I'll carry that on. You know, I was up to 61p a pip last week. As you saw, the results, they were pretty good. So we'll just continue. I'll do 61p a pip, and we'll compound as we go, and we'll just see what happens. Okay. So let us get on to the charts. So we're looking at the euro. It's a good chart to work with as well, actually. It's nice, fluid market. It's well known. And why not? So here we go. Got my key levels in. You remember you want to be trading well away from these levels because they have high probability of bounces, as you can see. So keep them in. So it's in a nice area here. There are a number of ways you can filter your hourly chart. You can use a standard 21 EMA. You can use a 20. It doesn't make any difference. I just use 21 because it's a Fibonacci number and I'm quite comfortable with it. And the way it works is simple. If the price is above, we go long. If the price is below, we go short. Well, as we can see, the price at this current time is below the 20 EMA. It is also well out of the way of these. So it's a reasonable assumption that we can take a trade. So we'll take it down onto a 5 minute. Okay. Just tidy that up for you guys so I can see what I'm doing. I now change these to a 14 and I want an 8. Okay. I'll just change them like that, get rid of that. And what I'm looking for now I like to have my trigger in blue. Okay, so the way that you read your 5-minute chart is very simple. You are waiting for the blue line or your 8 to be below the 14 to show that this current leg is in line with your hourly chart. Very simple. Okay? And then you are also waiting for a punch through or a touch of the 8. And I've probably missed it probably a couple of entries this morning, but it's not really an issue. But what you would do is, there is the cross there, so you wait for a retest, which was this one. That would have been the first trade. It was at 5 to 9, and you would have caught it. So now we just have to wait. So what I'll do is, I'll wait till the setup comes, I'll speed it through, I'll just leave the chart as is, so you can constantly see it. And we will then trade it, because what I'm waiting for now is I need a close below this line, then I need a retest and a close and then an enter. Okay, but I'll explain that as I come into the trade, because at the moment it's indecision. It's gone on the other side of the moving averages. So I'll just let it play and I'll come back to you when the setup's ready. Okay. And in the meantime, I'll do my day job on the other screens.
Okay guys, what you've just seen me do is re-enter the market, because all the premises are identical to what I was looking at. Had a retest, it's gone up, it's come down, this one retested, counted it back, boom, 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 put an entry here, up to there. The reason why I've done it, I'm allowed 2 trades at any one time. I've been watching the euro since this morning and it is just nothing's happening, and I won't trade it just for the sake of trading it. So I switched oil on. It's always a fast moving market, you've got to be a bit careful with it, but you can get an explosive move if you know what you're looking for. It's broken key levels and it's just ready to rock. This is in line. As I say, go out to the hourly, like you saw me earlier on. This is above the 20. There it is there, so it's above. I'm quite happy with that. And the target points are actually on structures, which you'll see. There's a structure there, so if it gets to either one of them, more than happy. And now we'll just let it play out. Dead simple. And I may get my 15 pip target with just this, and that's the plan. And if it goes a bit tits up, well, after 2:30 I'll start looking at the Aussie US. But I'm hoping we can be done and dusted very quickly on this, because like I say, I'm looking for 15 ticks. That's it. As soon as they're in the bag, out we come. Do it again tomorrow.
you go, guys. Relatively stress-free day, and I'll explain why it was stress-free in just a second when I jump on the camera. But let's have a look at the scores first. So yes, I made £32 in one day. Whoop-de-doo. It's not bank-busting stuff, but look at the pips. The pips, 78.89, just shy of 79 pips today, by doing a basic scalping strategy, but holding my nerve. All right, and that's the bit that I'm going to go on. So I opened up 4 positions because I'm not going to over trade. That's something that we will address, of which 2 of them I halved to see if they'll run a little bit, and I was only looking for the pips, and this is what we get. So I ended up having 6 closes, which all cashed out. 4 of them were part closes, and I'm not holding anything overnight. All right, dead simple. All right, and it was across 3 markets. It was the euro, took ages to get moving, oil, and 1 on the Aussie. Nice and simple. All right, so let's jump on the camera, have a little bit of a recap, and then I'll wind this up.
So happy days. Looks like I've just paid for Winky's credit card by using a basic system, scalping, a couple of moving averages, looking for momentum, making certain they're in between 2 levels. Okay, and it paid off. But the reason it paid off is because I was patient. I said it before, time is not your friend when you're scalping. Patience is. See, the basic premise of scalping is that you're in and out of the markets within minutes, and you're doing this all day. You're getting 5 ticks here and you're getting 5 ticks there. Whereas in reality, it's rubbish. You know, the conditions have to be absolutely perfect for you to do that. You know, how many times do you enter the market and it immediately goes the other way and you have to sit ages on a lot of heat for it to come back? Now, scalping does that because you don't know when the market is going to turn. So you have to wait. And that's what the basis of this strategy was. First of all, you have to wait to be lined up on the hourly chart. So that makes you wait. Then you have to wait for your 2 moving averages to spread apart on a 5-minute. That makes you wait. Then you have to wait for a retest, and then you enter. So it's patience. But if you follow the rules, you'll find it's pretty accurate, you know. And there we go today. Got some proper good bursts on oil, which you do, and I was expecting that. But euro did the same, and the Aussie dollar, well, the Aussie dollar just slammed into it straight away. Didn't even get a chance to put the camera on. These things just happen. So it was a good day. And that's it, guys. Patience is the key. If you're over trading, I could have traded all day, but I didn't. I only opened up 4 positions. Yes, I split 2 of them in half, which gave me 6 cashes out. But the reason why I do that, it's always about account preservation. You know, I am not here to give my money away. And when I do these challenges, I will do it to ensure I win. All right. So that means waiting. And like I say, I started in the office this morning and I sat. The conditions looked okay, but they weren't perfect. So I waited. And I waited. And I waited. And nothing happened till after lunch. I finish half day on a Monday. I always spend it at home. So picked it back up after lunch. A couple of trades came into play, which you saw. Traded them. Was very happy with what I got, and I stopped. Score, score, stop. Very simple. Okay. So, moral of the story, patience. And that's it. If you can wait for the market, you'll trade safely, and ultimately you will trade profitably. Too many people try and force trades. They jump in and out when they shouldn't. I see it all the time. I watch the comments from the guys in the Facebook group. You're very welcome to come, by the way. It's just a bunch of guys having a chat. But a lot of them, they do overcomplicate the situation. They try and emulate what I do, and they're not rightly sure how I do it. So they add their own flavour in, and in the process, they overcomplicate things. Trading is simple. Boil it down to its basic elements, and then you don't get muddled up. And if you have to wait, you wait. Simple as that. But that's the whole idea of this. It's all gaining experience, shared learning, and eventually finding your own way. Because trading is incredibly individual, which is why I can't teach you the way I do it. Because whatever I say, you will do something else. And because you do something else, you can't trade the way I do. But that's the same for me. I can't trade the way that you do. The guys who taught me, I mean, there was a number of guys taught me. I have little elements for each one of them. And then over the years, I've self-taught myself to be what I am today. Likewise, they have done from the guys that they have met throughout their careers. And that's it. So I can't really say any more on the subject of teaching and one thing and another. You find your own way, you find what's comfortable, and then you trade it. Simple as that. You know, get the core basics together. And once you've got those basics together, you make a plan. Once you've made your plan, you work out what your win rate is on that plan. Then you stick to it. And that is it. That is the big secret of trading. Too many will try one plan, doesn't work today, so try a new one tomorrow. And at the end of the week, all they've done is they've tried 3 or 4 different plans. Each one of them has failed because they haven't stuck to it and they haven't let it grow and progress. And they find at the end of the week they're unprofitable. Whereas if they stuck with one plan on the Monday, religiously traded it, you would have found if you had your win rate correct, you'd have paid your losses off and you'd be in profit at the end of the week. Simple stuff. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to wrap it up. And remember, guys, do what you love and the money will follow. I'll see you all in the next one.